Okay, I think we are looking good. Just changing a few settings real quick. Get the music going. Oops. Okay. See, we have a bad tide approaching. Let's do a quick little recap. Where are we at right now? So we have 3 days until a bad tide approaches. We're on cycle 18. We built our third monument. We have the Fountain of Joy. We have our original 2 monuments. We'll probably need to maybe add a couple more. Yeah, this one might not stretch far enough to get some of these other houses. But we can do that today. In today's episode, I'm hoping to get the final wonder place down, the Earth Recultivator. Good morning, Sand Artist. Glad to see you here today. Starting a little bit later than normal. Had some stuff going on this morning, but I'm still going to be able to stream for a couple hours. And like I was saying, we'll get the Earth Recultivator hopefully placed down. I think what I originally was planning on doing is... Well, was I going to get it placed over here? I'm trying to remember where that was going to go. That might have been something that I was going to wait until this episode to figure out. We do have some space right here. Wouldn't be a bad option. We have plenty of platforms. And let's take a quick resource check. We are running really short on logs. Good amount of planks. Gears are good. Paper's okay. Pine resin's a little short. Metal blocks are great. Everything else is looking okay. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to do some streaming today as well. So, hopefully we can get some folks from the West Coast joining today, because I know that 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is 5 a.m. on the West Coast, and as much as I like waking up early, 5 a.m. on a weekend does not sound super appealing. So, but yeah, we have a massive wood shortage. We have another wood farm that we were working on. We have some trees that have already grown up. I think we're a little ways away from a lot of these growing up, unfortunately. Yeah, so we'll just have to wait. Let's see. This is oak. So we have some that we're trying to chop down. Make room for more chestnuts and maple trees. And I think we're doing fine on pine trees. We might need to add another tapper shack. We have some space for it. If we remove this guy and then just place down a few platforms, we can duplicate this. And that'll help our pine resin get up a little bit. Yeah, because he can reach all of this. And they're all sleepyheads. Oh yeah, I also wanted to work on getting some more showers constructed. So I guess the big ticket items for today: getting this Earth Recultivator placed down, a lot of gears, treated planks, and metal blocks. We are going to be short on treated planks, it looks like. We have been adding in more wood workshops, and pine resin seems to be the limiting factor, but hopefully that second tapper shack can help out a little bit. And then maybe we even prioritize these by haulers. We have 14 bots and 17 beavers who need a job. I think that we should just add a couple more hauling posts. Let's just duplicate this. And then we're going to also get some dirt blocks placed over here. So this one is for bots. We can have one for beavers. Just gotta make sure we connect it in with the path. So Sand Artist, what do you have going on for your Saturday? I know you oftentimes spend time with your family near the end of the live stream, it seems. I think we were fine on power during the last episode. That might have been something that I also mentioned we need to work on. I can also add in another windmill. How much dirt do we have? We are maxed out. I guess we can leave it. Doing fine. Nothing today. Your girls are out spending money. Trying to save it by staying home. Yeah, well, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, you don't need to be donating any super chats or memberships today. Keep it a little bit cheaper for you. We do need to plant some trees back. We have... Where's the edge? Chestnuts and maple. Maple, chestnuts, and unmark. And then what else do we need to work on? Oh my gosh, we're completely out of wood now. We're doing good on metal blocks. I think I probably want to have the earth recultivator right around here. And I think since we have enough metal blocks, we can utilize some of these platforms. We'll probably need to do some of these 5x5s. And we could always do overhangs, but it'd be kind of cool to use some of these. So this, I think, is a 7x7. So it is just absolutely enormous. Which means that we couldn't even use just 2 of these. We'd have to do 3 of them. A 3x3 of the 3x3s. Need another tree farm. Oh, Sunday is the day you do all the prep work for the week. Your wife's good about giving you your Saturdays. Oh, that's good. It's a good balance. Another tree farm always seems to be the lacking material. Too true. See, it seems like, I mean, I don't know how you guys, when you play, but I feel like all of my land goes to trees. Like, look at all this. Trees, trees, just trees for days, and trees. Like, I don't know what more I could do, you know? We could actually connect this in. And then we'll get one right here, set it to bots, and then we'll do another one because we can't quite place another one here. And then just make sure we mark all these to be chopped down. We could just scavenge some of the existing trees we have. Like over here. That could be a spot. I thought about vertical farming. On the one pod challenge, I briefly did, but it was near the end, so it wasn't super efficient. Yeah, I know that. I think JC the Beard, he has done some of that. but I haven't like dove into it much. So, and then you have to like irrigate all that land, which can get a little complicated. But yeah, we probably do need to tackle the tree issue. I have lots of logs over here. I'm kind of thinking that once we have all these trees start to go through their first cycle of growing up, then we'll be fine on wood. Because in the last episode we were expanding, so we placed a lot of buildings over here. You know, a lot of it took wood, and so we were depleting through our resources. But then once we have the opportunity for the trees to grow up, we can catch back up, and I don't think that we'll be consuming too much wood, because we're not going to be building a whole lot more. But in the meantime, yeah, we do need to get some logs. So we have these right here. We can switch that one to bots also. And then maybe we go over here to get some logs. Might be worth it. If we... Let's pause. Let's see. We'll temporarily remove those before I actually delete it. Okay, so this is the farthest it can be. This one, it can be farther. So we're going to remove this. And then place a couple dirt blocks. And then duplicate this. And then we can add this back in. Now, can we actually reach this? No, because the path right here is too far away. We can solve that. We'll go right up here. I don't want to get rid of the irrigation barrier, so we'll just leave it. We can get rid of this actually. Then we do have the bad tide that is going to hit right now. Bad tide has started. Work on simple well-being stuff. Oh yeah, what are we at? We're at 57. We were getting better on that in the last episode. Maple pastries and grilled chestnuts are improving. Pretty much everything for social life and aesthetics is looking good. Aha, so we are missing some fun stuff. Carousel mud pit and the detailer. We have some space over here that we could use. We could honestly just build it out a bit. So let's remove all that. We'll leave this... No, we'll remove the stairs. And then what we can do is put in some dirt blocks all along here. And I think if we have it in this direction that we should not have any trapped beavers. And then we can also, does this take wood? The contamination barrier does not. We keep going up this way. Yeah, then we can build this up even more. We'll start with this, and we'll keep going up. And then we can get some well-being items. Let's unlock the rest of these. Detailer, the carousel, and the mud pit. We still have 9,000 science. This takes treated plank, so I'm probably not going to place that down. Oh, this also does. This one doesn't. So maybe we'll focus on the carousel. Let's make sure we get this constructed. Those poor beavers have to walk everywhere now that we don't have this. But they're almost done. And then we can add in a path, and then we'll get everything set so we can actually get some more logs chopped down. Unfortunately, I think we need to actually place some dynamite so we can get down there. We'll bump both of those up, and then we can get our first lumberjack flag, and then set it to a bot. And not forget to mark everything to be chopped down. So we can clear all those trees. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but they did push out the start date for, or I guess the launch date for Timberborn 1.0. So it's no longer March 5th, instead it's March 12th now. Which means it's not going to be next Wednesday. It'll be the Wednesday after that. But they're probably doing a good thing, making sure they can have everything ready in time. That way it's not all glitchy. Because I think it was City Skylines 2 that people were complaining that they just rushed it and it wasn't done. Yeah, so what's my plan for next weekend? That is a good point, because I was originally going to have that next map be a new one on you know, Timberborn 1.0, but that's not the case. What we could do is we could go back to, well, we have some options. Let's see. It's March next weekend. One thing I have wanted to do is basically, well, I want to do a speedrun challenge at some point, and I want to live stream it. So I think the world record is like, I think it's like only a few hours. Let's see, I had this in my notes somewhere. Let's see. The speedrun world records, it ranges from 2 hours 46 minutes to 4 hours. So I'm not expecting that I'll be close to the world record, but if I put, it'd be a long live stream. It'd probably be like 6 hours at least. But you know, realistically, you'd probably just have it on 3 times speed the whole time. And yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun to just try basically to power through, see how fast could I beat Timberborn. And I think that their qualifications were you need to build the monument or the final wonder and then launch it. So yeah, I'll need to do a little bit more research. So maybe I don't do just like a speed run next weekend, because I don't know if I want to do 6 hours next weekend, but maybe that is what happens. So it was awful with City Skylines 2. You never went back. Yeah, I played a lot of City Skylines 1. I actually played it on my Xbox when I was in college a few years ago. I guess a little bit more than a few now, but yeah, I love City Skylines. I haven't played a lot of City Skylines 2. I do have it, but Timberborn has been the main game that I play these days. So yeah, at some point it'd be cool to kind of dive into those games as well. Oh, we gotta actually make it so we can reach some stuff. Let's up that. Maybe after I do this next series as a break from normal gameplay. Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of things that I want to do. I just need to figure out what would be best. Because like these live streams are super easy. You know, because like I just hop on and basically play and get to talk to you guys, which is awesome. For a speed run, that's going to take a bit more mental effort and maybe a bigger time commitment. So I would basically just need to carve out like at least half of the day to do live streaming, which is not impractical. It would just be, you know, just need to plan for it. So yeah, I don't know if next weekend would be a good one now I think about it. But in the future, I do want to do that at some point. So, but yeah, what could I do next weekend then? I mean, I have one of my old, I guess the first live stream series I did, we never wrapped that up because they had a new update and I started the Oasis live stream. Have I heard about Final Sentence? Take my wife on a nice date beforehand. I would definitely want to do that. Honey, I'm going to be gone all day at the house. Streaming. Let's add in some storage. Oh, the beavers are probably... We could also just prioritize by haulers. That'll make it better. Okay, these guys wrap this up. And then we can continue planting chestnuts. And we'll get the maple trees. So this reservoir looks like it's working pretty well. It's not a very long bad head. It's only 4 or 5 days. But the water elevation is high enough because not too much water is leaving the system. So that's good. We're doing great on food. We have almost 10,000. Maxed out on everything except maple pastries. And is that because maple syrup is low? Yes, we only have 3. And it looks like all the maple trees have been picked. This guy's working really well. But we'll wait for those to grow up. So what was I waiting on for getting these constructed? I don't know. I think that we can get those set up. Let's pause real quick and then kind of do some planning. So how do I want to connect it in? We have this right here so we can walk underneath. And then maybe we go like this. 1, 2, 3. Because we're going to need to have more than just one of them. Oh, that's also too far over. And it might not work with the zip line being here. Ah, that's unfortunate. Could we do some 3x3s? Because then that would be 8 wide, which should be wide enough. That does work. We'll go 1, 2, 2, 2. She works out pretty well. Now the next question is, can we actually fit it on top of here? That barely fits. I don't like how it looks that much. Don't love that. think we're going to scrap this idea. We'll click play. I might... We could also place it just over here. Not overcomplicate it. And we do have the zipline station right next to it. You know, that makes it way easier. Let's just place that down and then make sure it's lower on the priority list, because we're going to be using a lot of workers. Oh my gosh. It's just an army of builders. Let's see, all of our gears and treated planks go down to 0. We have a few other people who are watching the live stream. Feel free to chime in. Sand Artist is all alone in the chat. We did also unlock some other well-being items. So we have the carousel. We have most of our fun stuff over here. Can we get anything connected in? Maybe we remove this shrub. How big is a carousel? That's kind of big. But if we went up... Is this a 4x4 building or a 3x3? Oh no. We have the steps. Okay, so we could technically fit that here. Or if we... Oh, we couldn't go down and over because we have this. We could go over one. Oh, we couldn't go over one because it's going to be bumping into that. Yep, dang it. Yeah, we need to have power for it. I think this was a good spot, because then we can go across. And I think we do a power shaft. Connecting in will be... Not connecting in, but getting a pass set up will be a little interesting. We have some free space. So we need to go up. I guess we can go down one, and then just get... We need to go one more. And then we'll have some stairs and some spiral staircases. That's all to fit one in. We have some other space up here that we could use. Get some detailers. But is that really what we want to do? I think this is a fine use of space for this. Unfortunately, three by three, we might be able to optimize this a little bit. So we can remove this one and this. Don't even need to be like that. So we can make this work. Then we get stairs right here. Can we fit in another carousel? Might not be able to. Yeah, I think we have to go up a bit. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Oh, that's rough. No way that's gonna work. Okay. Well, I think we'll just stick with this and then we can fit some other stuff on top of here. Maybe the mud baths go up there, because those don't need power, right? Those just need to have wheat. Or I guess mud. That makes sense. We use dirt for that. And that will be connected in. So we can click play. This guy, are we maxed out on extract? It looks like it. We're going to keep that going because I think this takes just a bucket of extract. So we're going up in treated planks, which is good. Gears, still looking great on. My gosh, look how big that range is. That is so many tiles. Yeah, we're doing great on pretty much everything except wood and maybe pine resin. Yeah, we have so much wheat. We might not just have enough farmers to harvest all this food, but then again, we're also maxed out. So we could probably consolidate some of our food. We're not using any of those sunflowers. Carrots we're pretty much maxed out on. This guy can reach all of it. So let's do this. We're going to remove all these. And then potatoes. We have some extra, but not a whole lot. We don't need these ones. Sunflowers we have, it seems like a lot of extra. Let's remove those ones. This guy's not doing anything now. We can get some more trees planted over here. We might just stick with birch and pine trees to get them quickly. How are these doing? 78%, so we have 20%, 6 days. That's gonna be like 3 days, 6 days. 3 to 6 days for a lot of these trees. So maybe it is just worth sticking with oak trees, since we'll have that first wave grow up. Maybe we go across like this. And then we'll get some stairs going down. And we'll basically just make a path going over here. And then we actually need to have a building. We can do this. Remove that one path, and then we can get a forester set up. Switch that to bots, and then we'll plant some more oak trees. We can remove a few crops over here, and then we can put in some lumberjack flags. Probably want to get some storage set up as well. If we shift the path over just a little bit, then we can get a large dirt pile placed down, or a medium pile. Have this one set to logs, and supply prioritized by haulers. And we have no room for bad water, so we can just delete this rubble. Their well-being went up. So the carousel's probably in use now. Whoop. Cancel that. Okay. You have a question. If I'm playing towards endgame, would it be viable to give up what is not needed to get us past the finish line? Do you mean like for a speed run, or do you mean just like for this playthrough? Because yeah, for this playthrough, I guess, yeah, what do we not need? Because we're producing excess of some things. Like, we don't need as much, you know, extract at the moment, but we will need it in the future. Let's see, planks go into treated planks. We need gears, bot parts. We don't need as many at the moment, I guess. Wait, we have 3 centrifuges? Let's pause one of them. Yeah, we're doing great on extract. Could probably store even more. We have no catalyst. We're short on maple syrup. Let's do this. We can remove these paths. Is this really what connects? Because this goes down and that connects all this stuff. If we get another set of... I don't really want to keep these here. I feel like we could utilize this space back here a little bit. So if we connect over this way maybe? Yeah, that's what you meant. I assume you mean that... You mean for this playthrough. For this playthrough, I'm trying to think of what we would give up. Let's see, because we want to get their well-being up as high as we can, so they're more efficient. Yes. And then what else can we give up? We don't, because like we have excess workers now. So we have 16 unemployed bots, so we can toss them into jobs that, you know, beavers are doing, help them run more efficiently. Which we have them in some of the essential jobs, like some of these foresters. We can toss them into these lumberjack flags. And let's actually even do this. This will be... We'll have some biofuel set to obtain by the haulers. Ooh, we're running a little bit short on power. These guys are sitting around, we can pause them. Lower working hours as well. It is true, I guess we just need to make sure that we have bots working in enough jobs so that the reduced working hours is not bad. Like some things that we're already maxed out on, like we're doing great on gears and planks. So if we had some of those jobs that still had beavers in it, I wouldn't be worried about lowering the working hours because we also have jobs where there's bots working in it. We just need to make sure we have enough jobs where we have bots working in it. Number 3 cultivator. So the farmhouses, we gotta toss some bots into there. Yeah. 21. And then we have 1, 2, 3 sets of haulers that are just all bots. But these are all super low. I think I want to keep the builders as bots. Oh yeah, we have over here. Can we reach part of it? not quite all of it. This guy can reach everything over here. This guy can reach almost everything. I think we need to shift this. We finished under here, didn't we? Yeah. We could even remove these. Let's just make sure we collect everything. Like we can use beavers for farming since only beavers eat. Oh, I guess that is true. We do need the potatoes for biofuel though. So we want to make sure we have enough of those. How many raw potatoes do we have? We could probably store some more. Oh, we gotta place some dynamite right here. Then we'll get some more potato storage. Yeah, we could go down to at least 14, maybe even 12. Cause yeah, what other jobs do we have that? Ooh, the aquatic farmhouses, but we're doing great on those. We could switch one of them to be bots. I guess we don't necessarily need all of these to be bots. We could have some stay as beavers. And then aquatic farmhouse. Oh wait, we're gonna go with the other one. Well, we're doing great on grilled spatterdock. We're maxed out on spatterdock. We can leave those as is. Well-being's going up. Probably because they have more time to do stuff with those lower working hours. Oh yeah, so let's see, we can remove this. And then when they construct that, we can have all these set to trees. I guess we'll just stick with oak. How's this other tree farm coming along? Stuff's getting close. We have some of these set to beavers. We can switch a couple of them to bots. That was why you suggested it? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and we're in the wet season. Nice, and this is filling back up with water. We do lumberjack flags so they get collected quicker. Lumberjack flags. I mean, switch those to bots? Is that what you're saying? I switched some of them. Because, yeah. That way they can just keep working around the clock and there's not a queue building up at nighttime. Because really we'll have the bots be the backbone and the consistency of just harvesting all the time. And the beavers can come in during the day and just like go on a tear and just harvest some extra logs. Nice, it's already marked. They finished that. We can mark all these. Just do more of them since the whole forest is about to mature. That is true. Well, I'm all turned around now. Yeah, 96. That one's not very high. It's gonna be exciting when we have all these trees growing up. We'll switch this guy to be a bot as well. And these guys are going to help out because they'll be able to reach, you know, a good chunk of this. We can unmark some of these trees to be planted. We'll mark this one again. I'll just place some lumberjack flags as they grow up. Yeah, if it was just these ones, they wouldn't be able to reach everything. So, do have a few over here, but we can always add some more as needed. Oh, these guys got a good amount of trees. Need to add in some stairs and then probably shift them over just a little bit. We can duplicate this guy. Get rid of these two because they're sitting around. And then he'll be able to reach all those trees and a good chunk of these ones. And then he should be able to reach the rest. Yeah. So we'll be good there. In the meantime, we can just remove all those stumps. So we're 15% of the way through constructing it. We have a little bit over a third of all the materials, I would guess. Well, probably about a third of all the materials. And then we have a bunch of workers. We could probably just add in some more builders' huts that are set to beavers and set to lowest. Oh, that's offset. I'm going to change that. And then we can probably bump this up a little bit since we have so many jobs. I don't think it's going to matter too much. How the beavers work, or how the bots work on getting all this constructed. It'll go pretty fast. Still short on pine resin. I thought this would be a big enough forest. We have 295 treated planks. Let's also replace a few other trees. Maple trees are these four. Chestnuts are these ones. And at this point we should have no trees marked to get chopped down. Other than these last few, I guess. And we should be able to plant trees back here, I think. This guy can reach some of them. They're all marked to be chopped down. Let's unplant some of these. Clearly they can't reach all those. But we can go with some more pine trees. See, if I want to replace some of these oak trees with pine trees, then we're battling between wood shortage and pine resin shortage. Definitely making good progress today. Thanks, Sand Artist. Yeah, we're in a great spot. So, oh my goodness. You can see all the beavers are working on this. Getting more and more materials. We're going to be short on treated planks, unfortunately. That's probably going to impact our scrap metal collection, because it takes treated planks. How are we doing on scrap metal? Ooh, we only have 10. Not great. Alternatively, we do have some ruins all the way over here, and we still have some beavers who need jobs. So let's do this. Well, let's shift the path over real quick. Let's remove that. Storage, we'll get 2 of them. Supply, scrap metal prioritized by haulers. We can duplicate those settings. And then we can connect it all in. And then there's a fun part where we get to place down a bunch of scavenger flags. And then we'll leave those at normal priority. We'll also make sure we have some water for the beavers and some food for the beavers, because there's nothing less efficient than making them go all the way back. And then we can go with cattail crackers. Yeah, so we can leave that. Oh my goodness. Here we have it all marked to be chopped down. Not pine, the chestnuts can be lowered. Not pine. I'm a little confused. So he's pretty much done. Doesn't have anything he's doing right now. But we should be doing good on wood. There we go. So now we can start duplicating these and get some more lumberjack flags. I said I didn't want to chop down the pines, but if I lower the chestnuts, I can replace them with pine. Let's see, these ones are all the oak trees. So we probably could replace these ones with pine, since we now have an entire other forest and we got lots of trees. That's a bot, that's good. And we still have, yeah, we have the biofuel over here. Catalyst, we have no catalyst. But yeah, maybe we do replace these trees with some pine trees. It's going to take a while, but I think it's worth it. So we can speed up a little bit, go to 3x speed. Let's even get one more lumberjack flag. And these guys are going to help us get our scrap metal stores up a little bit. And then where is... Oh, we got a couple beavers who are... Or I guess a couple bots who are done. They finished their job. Slowly start closing up shop. 28% constructed, and then probably a little over half of all the materials. Treated planks are looking a little slim. We have pine resin over here, planks over here. I guess we can just unpause these, just keep them going. I wonder how quickly they're going to go through all these ruins. Let's see, how's our power doing? We're back up. We are well above what we need. That's good. I think it's just a waiting game at this point. I mean, unless you guys see anything I'm missing. I know we have some fun stuff we could work on a little bit, but that also requires treated planks, unfortunately. And then if we check on their well-being, books could be a little bit better. Are we short on paper? It's going away so fast. We might actually be out of paper. I know we discovered, I think it was the last episode, that the paper mill, there's only one of them. So we probably need a second one. And we could get that guy over here. Oh, and then I did also want to connect this in. Let's do that. Power shaft. Power shaft. Actually, we don't even need... Wait a second. We don't need this one or this one. Because what we can do is get a paper mill, place it right here, and that should connect everything in. And then we can also eliminate that 2x2 path and switch this to be bots, and then get a couple storages because it takes logs. Doesn't say the recipe. I'm pretty sure it's logs. Yeah. So storage, this one will be set to paper and supply, and then we can go with a small pile, logs, prioritized by haulers. Are the excavators still going, and do we have a mine going? If I have a mine going, and because it used treated planks, we could stop it. So we have one dirt excavator going. We are maxed out on dirt. We can reduce how many workers we have at the very least. And if we weren't doing good on power, I would pause it, but we'll just leave it going. The mine I do have still running. So I was thinking about that, which is why I ended up getting the ruins, started collecting from there. Since we have 1,200 pieces of metal blocks. I just don't want us to run out of metal blocks, because that is one of the things that is going into this, which I guess we're almost done. But then we use metal blocks for all the bot part production. That being said, we only need another couple hundred for here, and we have plenty of time to see if this is going down. So I think that if we see our metal blocks go below a few hundred, we could turn this back on to make sure we have enough scrap metal. And then also if we run out of these ruins over here, then we can look at turning that mine back on. That is a good idea in order to save on some treated planks. And then I don't know if there's any other... So we have some ruins over here. I don't think we have any other ruins that are close by though. Yeah, because we already collected everything from over here. We can place down some more pine trees. And these are just forever from growing up. We're doing great on logs, up to almost 500. So we're out of the wood shortage, I would say. Oh, we can't reach any of this. We don't really need it. Also, it's treated planks, I think. So, hold off on that. But we can get some more dirt blocks placed down. And then let's go like this. Because we won't be able to reach any of this from below, which is what I want. But we can go over here and then start working. I like it. And then let's switch 2 of these to be bots, because we don't really want to have any unemployed bots. Yeah, now we wait. Yep. Yeah, when you get to the end, especially if you're trying to speed run doing stuff like this, at a certain point you have optimized as much as you can. I'm seeing biofuel as... Ooh. Okay, let's bump that up. We don't want to have a biofuel shortage. Potatoes we're doing fine on, aren't we? Yeah, we have a lot. Speaking of potatoes, we're going to get another warehouse set up to store said potatoes. Yeah, sometimes it can be a dangerous game if you have not optimized your layout and you have a biofuel shortage, and then you have the bots working in that refinery, and then if they just can't make enough biofuel for even themselves to work efficiently, then it can be a bad time. I think when I first was playing through with the iron or the timber bots, this was like 2 or 3 years ago, but I ran into that problem, and then I was in trouble for a while because my bots were like half my population, and so they weren't doing any jobs. So half the jobs were vacant, and then it's like, especially if you have bots farming too, then it's like you start not getting the materials you need to supply that refinery, so it can be a downward spiral. But hopefully having this prioritized by haulers and having 2 work in there will make it a little bit better. Let's try and get that back up to... Wait, do we only have... Gosh, it moves so quickly. Okay, we can hold a lot. Biofuel and catalyst. We're still really short on maple syrup, unfortunately. Hopefully having these trees grow up will be helpful. Oh my gosh, this whole time we gotta mark these ones to be chopped down. That's funny, I was waiting for those to get chopped down forever ago. Scrap metal is actually looking good, which is good news. We have enough collecting all the scrap metal. Logs are looking good. They're going through all these. Yeah, everything's marked to be chopped down. How was my date last weekend? Went pretty good. Walked through a local park. Got some food from a little food court in the area, and then explored a little bit. There's a nice overlook tower that they built in the park, so we got to go up that. So yeah, it was lots of fun. First time we'd been out in a while. So we're going to probably do that a little bit more often. And then this morning I went on a run with some of my coworkers, and I have not run that far in a long time. But it was good. I felt pretty strong during the run. Legs were a little tired, but other than that. Yeah, in 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, in 2 months, there's a 10K that I signed up for. Did a couple 5Ks the last few months, despite not running that much, but hoping this training will get me my legs in a little bit better shape. Yeah, I've always exercised a lot. At least I do the stationary bike at home quite a bit, a few times a week, and that helps get my cardio up. But my legs they don't like running, but running is a lot of fun. Makes you feel good afterwards. Sometimes in the moment it doesn't feel good, but it's good for you. So we are still short on paper. I think we're going to duplicate this. Can we go under? Yeah. That is perfect. Your joints are jacked up. It is a problem with running. If you do it too much, your knees can be not happy. That's part of why I like the bike. And then I can also watch TV while I do it. So that's a good motivator. Let me be lazy while being active. So we're going to have all this space. I don't know how the well-being went up, but that's good. And then we don't really have a whole lot that we can put here because we don't have power over here. And then this requires treated planks. This also requires treated planks and wheat. So I think they're doing great on everything else. Oh, look at that. Everyone has so many of these. Grilled spatterdock and chestnuts are a little short. Maple pastries. But everyone has everything that they should be getting. Books are a little bit lacking. These gear workshops. We're going to unpause 2 of these. You treadmill in your office. I do also have a walking pad that I use at my desk. So I have a standing desk, which is super helpful. Okay, I think that we're just kind of waiting at this point. Not really a whole lot of other stuff that I can do. Let's also do this. We're going to place down 1 dirt block. And we're going to leave that one there. Let them finish it, then we can fill in so they'll go on top. Yeah, standing desks are great. It's nice having it at home, because then I can avoid sitting as long. I honestly stand more than I sit when I'm at my desk now. I just almost always have it in the standing position. So having carpet and then a little pad under your feet can be quite helpful. Oh, I guess they can go on top of here to construct it. I didn't even think about that. Okay, we're starting to rack up the biofuel, which is good news. We have some potatoes because we are storing more over here. Oh yeah, I did mention I also wanted to get another farmer monument. Maybe that's what we place over here. We can go... No, we'll go single. Single this. We'll go right here. That'll reach anything that this one isn't reaching. Yeah, that should be helpful. Your biggest difficulty is when your dog lays at your feet while you're standing. What a loving animal. Yeah, our dog, she likes laying on my lap. She's a small dog, only like 15 pounds. But we have a dog bed in a lot of our rooms, so she won't typically lay on that unless like sit on the couch. Then she'll lay with us. Ooh, they're getting pretty darn close. We're just short on treated planks. And we're making those as fast as we can. And then it'll be extract. Is it paper and extract? I can never remember. It doesn't show you ahead of time. Any of you guys remember? 'Cause I think it was... Is it berries for the iron teeth? Your dog is a 70-pound wannabe lap dog. Yeah, some of the big ones, they kind of forget when they are not puppies anymore. They're like, this is still fine. Ooh, we can also plant some more trees. Don't know if they'll grow up in time for it to make an impact, but we'll let them go for it. Still chopping. Oh my gosh, we have almost 2,000 logs. That's great. This is all marked. Got some more beavers over here and bots working. And then this is set to supply. Excellent. We're in a good spot. Okay, and that is all not marked, which is good news. We'll get some more maple syrup with some of these trees slowly starting to grow up. Same with the chestnuts. That should be a bot. We're going to prioritize pine instead of oak. And we do have a bad tide approaching. 3 days. I think paper and extract to fill the repopulator. That's what I was thinking. Because it's paper and extract for these guys. But then is it berries and extract for the iron teeth? I'm blanking on the exact recipes. Biofuel is continuing to go up, which is excellent. They're still short on this. We can probably reduce that to 1. We are still short on paper. We're going through it quite a bit. So they're not... Yeah, so they don't have to go too far. but we're just using so much of it. Well, let's just go like this. We don't really have any reason not to. We got some bots working here at night. 80%. Just slowly getting those last treated planks placed down. This is definitely quite the investment. You know what we could do? Well, I guess we do have some punch cards. Books, punch cards, and books. Honestly, I feel like we need punch cards more than we need books because the bots are doing a lot of the work now. How many of these jobs do we even have? Oops. We have so many jobs we can scroll through very quickly. Fluid dump forester. Gather flag. My goodness. Paper mill we have 4. Printing press we have 3. So I think we probably want to get another one of the printing presses. And you know what? Let's do this. Because I'm a little lazy, we're just gonna go like this. Because we have plenty of all of those resources. And then we can eventually just duplicate this. We'll move all those platforms in and place that down. Looks like we have a few more people who've joined the chat. I guess joined the stream. Welcome everyone. I'm curious how many people are new to this versus have seen some previous episodes. I know Sand Artist has been here. But anyone else who's seen some previous episodes? We still have this set to treated planks. Wait, oh, this is supply. Okay, that's good. And these guys are sitting around because they are short on pine resin. Yeah, wood is consistently something that I'm short on, and then pine resin also seems to be something. So it's all tree related. And then maple syrup and chestnuts as well. It's all the tree stuff. And there are lots of trees, I think, yeah. So we have one tree. Look at him. He avoided the chopping block. Literally. Everything else is good. Can remove all this. Let's just actually get rid of those little stumps. Where does that even lead from? Look at that. Oh, I don't think I'll be able to reach it. Interesting. So Sand Artist, have you had a chance to play Timberborn at all lately? Or have you just mainly been watching live streams? Power we're still doing fine on. We have a bad tide approaching. Starting to slow down a little bit maybe. These guys are not slowing down. They're producing a bucket of power. Windmills will start working at some point. Yeah, we're just waiting for the treated planks. Keep going up. And we can also keep placing some pine trees down. Not really. You're a big project. You need to place your OS. Since leaving Windows, you need to finalize your drive situation. Once it's all done, they'll start playing again. Yeah, at some point I want to upgrade my computer. Because I did just go up to... Because I got some new monitors. So I got some 1440p monitors, 27 inch, which is nice. Which they were not as expensive as I was expecting. So... that was pretty cool. But that allows me to upload some higher quality footage for YouTube. And then streaming now is 1080p. So that's good. I didn't realize it before, but it didn't look great when it was in the standard definition. But you guys gave me some feedback, which was much appreciated. So now, hopefully the content is, seems like it's better. Don't do it right now. Yeah, I'm waiting for upgrading it for down the road. For my PC at least. Because yeah, I built this when I was, let's see, it was 2020 when I built mine. That was right before prices just got crazy expensive. I use Windows. Yeah, I'm not like a huge computer nerd, so I don't know like everything. Used to be a little bit more knowledgeable, but I spent some time researching what I needed, and then one of my college buddies helped me out. So we got all the parts, and then I built it. But after that, sometimes with some of your knowledge, it's use it or lose it. So I knew all this stuff at the time, but now it's like, don't quite remember it all. Our power is going down. We are not producing quite enough. These aren't producing as much as they can. I think dirt we are pretty good on, so we can actually pause this. And then let's think about bots. I think we can... I guess we can leave both of those going. We'll pause one of these. We're going to pause one of the wood workshops because we're still short on pine resin. I bet they are sitting around sometimes. In fact, we'll pause two of them. We're still short on paper and books and punch cards, so we can leave all those going. We are maxed out on planks. We'll pause these three. We'll pause a couple gear workshops. Pause another wood workshop or a lumber mill. Science, oh my gosh, we have 40,000. We don't need two of them. Pause those. Metal blocks, we're looking good. We can probably pause one of them. We don't have bots working in there? Oh my gosh. We're gonna pause two of them and then switch these two to be bots. So that'll help out. Explosives. How are we doing on that? Oh, we're maxed out. Do we only have one explosives factory? I feel like we have more than one. Let's go down. Yeah, we have multiple. So, we can pause this guy because we are not using any explosives. And now we have a lot more unemployed beavers and bots. Yeah, it was good getting the computer set up in the beginning. Kind of worked out. So, my buddy helped pick out the parts, and it was good quality for how little money I had at the time. So, it was a good fit. And it was enough that I could grow into it a little bit. Like I wasn't, you know, immediately capped out. Like the specs are pretty good. But I'll need to upgrade, you know, probably in the next 5 years. Lower the working hours again. I mean, everyone's already doing great. Don't feel like there's really a benefit to doing that. I guess it would reduce how much power we use. We're about, this is what, 6 or 7 days? Supply and demand. I guess we could do that. We'll go down to 10. So even with the bots working all the jobs, we still have way more that we need than what we're getting. These water wheels are producing some power. That's actually all of it, I think. We have so many pieces of wood and planks. We could probably honestly just get some more water wheels over here. Let's do this. Going to do some double dynamite. We'll straighten this out a little bit. And then we're just going to remove these because there's no... I don't really want to do... Just bring a lumberjack flag and chop a few pieces down. And then we can place all that along here. And then... we can start placing some dirt blocks. So we're going to go... I think 2 wide. Yeah, we're going to go, or I guess not 2 wide. 2 water wheels wide. Man, they place that down very quickly. And I bet they can't reach any of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go like this. Which I know it looks like we're blocking it off. But we won't. And then we'll let them remove those. And then we can detonate all this. Well, we're going to wait. Let them finish constructing all these first. And then might as well finish this off. This can be set to dirt. Use the haulers to help fill everything in. And then let's just get this one finished. And then, might as well just fill this in the meantime. And then we can start placing down some water wheels. Although, let's do this. Remove all of these. Okay, and then I guess I gotta place this down here. Okay, so we finish all those ones. And then just keep placing water wheels down, I guess. So this should help with some more consistent power, I guess, other than the droughts. The droughts won't really help that much. Or at all. And then I think what we need to do... Wait a second. We're going to go in this direction. This will be a little bit easier. Connect in through this. We can still place down all these power shafts. Ooh, but we're going to do this instead. We're going to place these power shafts. Connect all those in. And then we can duplicate, place these on top. I can't remember who it was, but one of you guys made that great recommendation to place the windmills next to all the water wheels because it just perfectly fits in. That has been one of the best tips that I've gotten so far. I should be able to reach all of this, so that should be no problem. And then soon we can switch this to be wood. In fact, we can actually just do that now. Have that set to logs. And that'll make constructing all this go a lot easier. Ooh, you know what I don't want? I don't want them to start walking up this way to construct stuff. Oh, are they not going to be able to reach any of this? Ooh, I just realized that, yeah, they won't be able to reach it from the side. Yikes. Let's do this. I don't think they've placed anything in here. Instead we can go like this, then they can actually walk across to build everything. Ah, that's not what I want to see. I guess if we lower all this in the priority list, that's fine. Kind of defeats the purpose of the vertical power shafts, but it is what it is. Single platform over the shafts. Yeah, it just changes what the, like, if we do with this one instead, we're using one more log, 2 planks, and a gear versus using 6 planks for a platform. So there's different ways, depending on what your resources are that you're short on. Okay, so now they're not going to be going down here, which is good. And then we can go across. Guess we don't even need these to be vertical now. Well, we do want this one. And then we'll just keep connecting everything in. And then we're slowly adding in. Oh, let's actually bump these up. You want to get all these connected in. Don't care as much about the... I guess the windmills are... They are doing something. Okay, we're going up in power at nighttime. Our well-being went up by 1. We have, ooh, we have all the treated planks. So now we're starting to get a surplus. Scrap metal is gone. Did they finish all this? No, they're not quite done, but I think it's time to turn that mine back on. So they're almost finished with this. They're not working on it as much because we have some other stuff they're focusing on. That's okay. Wow, look how far away it is and it still reaches over here. What about the mud pit and detailer? Oh yeah. Since those require treated planks, now we actually have some. We can place some of those down. Mud pit. Let's see. We place a single piece of dynamite here, which I think that should reach. Also, we don't need that. Guess that also takes treated planks, so let's not do that. Then we can add in some mud pits. Those require dirt. We'll need to turn the dirt back on. 1, 2, 3. How do you want to do this? Hold up. Hold up. I know I told you guys to build everything, but don't build everything. How do we want to lay it out? Because we can get some mud pits. We have this. Oh yeah. I guess we can fit it. That shouldn't be a problem. So we can go all the way back here. But we might not need to. Now, is this too out of the way? You know, maybe we go... Oh my gosh, wrong thing. That's humongous. Maybe we just go like this. We'll just keep it simple. We can squeeze in a detailer. Like this. Then we can add some more of those buildings in over here maybe. Maybe not. Oh, we can do the details over here. We'll go 1. And we are now starting cycle 20. Okay, I guess let's slow down just a little bit. Let's look at big picture. Earth recultivator, that's almost done. But then everything else, 41,000 science, 61 well-being is pretty good. Food and water are still maxed out, just about. Resources are all looking good. Scrap metal's low. Treated planks and paper are low, but we are doing our best to address those. Same with catalyst and punch cards, because we have way more maple trees that are growing up, but there's still, some of them are still a ways from producing maple syrup. Although it looks like we might have just harvested some, or maybe it just grew up. But we're addressing as much as we can. This seems to be running out of water. Not inconsistently. Ooh, and these guys are almost done. Let's just start removing a few of these. Oh yeah, I need to turn that mud pit, or not mud pit, the dirt excavator back on. We can squeeze in another detailer right here. And I think we're at the point where we're out of treated planks for a lot of these. Things are looking good. I agree. Yeah, we're in a good spot. We're gonna go switch some of these to different ones. We'll see what patterns they pick. And then we'll leave 1, 2, 3. We are at 98%. It's literally just like physically constructing everything. So they're working on that. Seems like they stopped constructing some other stuff. I should make my own pattern for future playthrough with the AG logo. It's not a bad idea. You know you can upload your own files, I think. Browse. So what does that do? Oh, that pulls up my folder. Oh, we need extract for that. Interesting. We're going to turn on these centrifuges very quickly. We're basically just waiting for this to get finished. I mean, that looks like it's done. Just a sliver. Oh, and then everyone left. Okay, extract and paper. We are short on paper. Despite my best efforts. Let's bump that up. They're going to load that up immediately. Unpause that centrifuge. Can you switch this? This is a... Okay, you can switch that to bots. Oh, we need to prioritize these by haulers, apparently. I would have thought they'd automatically try and fill those. Okay, let's oh, wait. Okay, so we're going to copy these settings and then apply it to the detailers, because I think that if we did it from the detailers themselves, that the patterns would all be one. We can test it. If we do that, yeah, it copies a pattern. But if we copied it from a different building, then it just copies the prioritized by haulers portion. We have all this looking good. I really should have had this be a levee so we can block this off. We're doing good on power. We're going to actually do that. Let's collect those resources. And then I don't think we'll be able to reach over here, unfortunately. But what we can do is go levee, power shaft. And then that will connect everything in. And there are well-beings going up. I think they're enjoying some of these fun activities. So at this point, is it really just the earth repopulator is the last thing? Maple pastries is going up a bit. What did I say? Earth repopulator is the earth recultivator. What if we copy one of these and move it down here? Make it a little bit closer. It's right next to the bad water pit, so hopefully they can relax. But at least it's not contaminated soil they're hanging out on. Ooh, we got a place down. So I guess at this point we so we've used all the we've constructed everything we need to. So having additional pine resin's not like the end. It's not like the biggest deal now. I mean, because we're basically at the end. So, but I guess that's why you got to plan ahead so you're not trying to plant stuff at the very end. Swimming in contaminated mud would not be fun. Here we are still just a hair short on treated planks. Then this guy is waiting. We are so short on paper. Like, so short. Okay, my vote is, now that we have made all the treated planks we need, we can just remove these three. I know that you're going to be sad for a little bit. Paper mill. This is going to be weird, trying to fit everything. I can go like that. And then we'll make sure these are, that's bots. We could even fit a couple more. We can do that this way. We'll have this. Oh wait, we don't even need to go up here. We can do this. Like that. I guess I will need to go across. Oh wait, we gotta remove this one. And then place in a power shaft. Otherwise these wouldn't have any power. There we go. So we'll leave it like that. We still have, see, that's treated planks. We have paper. This is prioritized by haulers. I have to obtain? Oh, that's for these guys. I see. Here what we can do is just get one, set it to logs, and obtain, and then do the same thing, but the opposite for paper. We'll get our paper stores up. We're using a lot of it, but now we have 4 more paper mills. At the beginning of this episode, we had 1, and now we have 4 plus 4 plus our main one. I guess our first one. So we have 9 now. That's pretty good. Massive upgrade. So what I'm going to do, let's see. I don't think there's been any new maps, have there? Because there was this one and Oasis were new, but that was like a few months ago. Has there been another one released? I'm trying to think. Don't feel like there was anyone released after that. Spillage. Oh yeah, duh. I'm playing on that one right now also. Yeah, Spillage. But I guess not one after that, right? And we are stacking up the potatoes. Gosh, we just have an army of builders. They're not even doing anything now. It looks like we're actually just about maxed out on biofuel, which is awesome. You don't think so? Maybe when 1.0 comes out? I'm kind of guessing they're going to release a new map or two when 1.0 comes out. Let's see. So what we can do, so we're waiting on that. We're going to save the game. We're going to do episode 8 part 1, but this is actually going to be it. So we'll save that. Let's go to the main menu and take a look. So I don't think that there's been any new ones, but we can see when we start a new game. We're not going to actually start a new one, but we'll just take a quick gander. We have Spillage, Pressure, Oasis, Diorama has been there. That was the One Pod Challenge. That's been there. This is one of the OG maps. This one came out a couple years ago. OG Hollows, that was last year. Helix Mountain's been there forever. Oh yeah, and then we can also look at, so I've completed the Wonder with the Folktales, then the Iron Teeth, Folktales, Iron Teeth, Iron Teeth. And soon we're going to have Pressure that's going to be completed by the Folktales. And then Haunted Hollows. That one is going to be, I think, the next episode. Yeah, that one's going to be done, pretty sure. So that'll be another Iron Teeth. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I'm not seeing... Oh, I have not actually played on this map before. Cliffside. I haven't played on that one a whole lot. Canyon is an OG, and then obviously some of those. So, creators is an option if they don't come out with a new map. if they only come out with one map, then I have the choice between live streaming and then recording a YouTube video on the new map. So we'll have to see which one is better. It might make more sense to do the YouTube video on the new map, and then live streaming would be maybe on Crater, because that one, yeah, because I don't want just all my live streams to just be playthroughs. It'd be cool to have one be like a mega city, so I could do that on Craters potentially. But I'd also want to probably do some sort of, not mega build exactly, but something that is like a goal to work towards. Because with these sandbox games, if you don't have anything you're trying to achieve, then it's like, why? Like, it's fun, you know. I mean, I love in the beginning when you're starting out trying to get some resources. But then once you get, you know, like the wonder constructed, where all the monuments where you get their well-being up, then unless you're trying to like build something specific, then it's like, okay, well, I maxed out on wood and water and food and all this. So actually trying to construct something, that's a good driver. Then we can also fill in pine trees. Not exactly necessary, but that's okay. Have I heard about any new factions? No, I know they have the Ender Pelts, which is the mod. I'm not super interested in playing on mods at the moment, just because that's another level of complexity, which they did make it easier to use mods in the last couple years, but I've fallen out of wanting to basically try and figure all that stuff out. Yeah, if they just added one in, that'd be pretty cool. Because yeah, if they added a third one in, I think that would, I mean, that would completely change what your options are, you know? Instead of just having two, you have three. But then the question is, what would that faction focus on? Because right now we have the nature faction, which is folk tales, and then the industry ones, which are the Iron Teeth. The Ember Pelts, those ones are water oriented, so they have a lot of buildings that require water. And then they also like overlap between housing and production. Use a few quality of life mods like ladders and the power things like batteries. I'm not I haven't used the battery-esque ones. How is it getting all the mods installed? Was that relatively easy? Because when I did it years ago, it was a little complicated. You had to like replace files and stuff. I don't really want to have to go through that again. But I know they incorporated it, so it's easier. Super easy. Find it in the store and activate them on the splash screen. Is that where you just go to, oh, what is like mod.io or something like that, and then just check the boxes, and then you have to like restart your game or something like that? So how are we doing on paper now? 364. We are doing our best. Let's actually just prioritize this by haulers and then just apply that to every single paper mill. Let's try and make it that much better. We're producing a lot more power, 21,000. I guess we have the windmills and the water wheels going. So really the only, because we have the engines that work for the iron teeth, the only other thing that, I guess you have the two different size wind turbines for the folktails. They're in the Steam store now. Then you turn them on and restart game. Okay, that's nice if it's in the Steam store. Steam store. Seems like the beaver's well-being is all doing great. Maple pastries we're still short on. But we're doing all we can. Detailer. Okay, so we could add maybe some more detailers. And then we'll switch these to have some different patterns. And we do have some extra treated planks, so they can hopefully construct this fairly quickly. Metal blocks and gears are great. I feel like if you plant 1,000 trees in this, you will not regret it, because there's so much that the trees are used for. Whoops. Let's get rid of all these. Make sure we collect all this. We could pause one of these maybe. Yeah, it's only been in the last few playthroughs that I've kind of learned from my mistakes of not planting enough trees. I mean, in Spillage, I started planting trees super early. And it paid off, I think. Especially getting oak trees planted down, because it takes so long, but then you get so many trees, or so many pieces of wood from them. We're getting closer. We're almost there. This guy have his hat on? Where's his hat? I need to wait until it's... Maybe it's just the... Oh wait, it might just be the iron teeth that have the little Amelia Earhart cap. Did they change the ratios recently? Ratios for the trees? Still 30 days for 8. 28 days for 6 or 12 for 3. 8 for 3, 7 for 2, 7 for 1. Wait, 12 for 2 for the pine, 7 for 1. I think those are what they changed those, was it like a year and a half ago? Trees to planks, gears, and so on. Oh. Oh man. I don't think recently. I feel like recently it's been the same. This has, I think, always been like that. Yeah, I don't remember anything recently. I think last year they made a change, but I can't remember what it was exactly. Oh, but look what we do have. We have everything we need. Okay, sand artist, it's just you and me, and then one other person. But we're gonna launch it. Oh wait, let's wait till the next day. Fast forward a little bit. This is a huge range. It's gonna be perfect timing because we are just at 2 hours. So we'll launch this and then I think we'll wrap it up. This has been a fun series. This map was probably one of the most difficult ones that I worked on. We didn't have any major catastrophes. I'm trying to think. We had, I think I had a water shortage at one point. Or that might have been the last playthrough. Things might have gone actually pretty smoothly on this one. Sand artist, is supposed to be a cheaper day for you. You keep donating. I do appreciate it, but you don't have to donate every time. Okay, we are in the next day though, so let's slow it down and we'll launch this. And look at that. Up to 69. Nice. And it's going to be going up substantially. Look at that. It's like entangled. Oh. You go right into the camera. Oh. That's fun. Look at that. So we got, what did I say? It was our 7th one? Master the Folktales. 392 days. 604 beavers born. Water drunk. 83,000. Tails painted. Quite a few. 54,000 trees cut. That's a lot. 220 bots. 1,300 pieces of dynamite. So we have the flexible start. I've actually never used the flexible start. So also you can zoom out way farther. So we're just gonna get to see all this go all the way up. You put in the work and it is appreciated. Thank you, Sand Artist. I appreciate your appreciation. Awesome playthrough. Definitely more trees in the future. That seems to be a common theme no matter what playthrough. Okay, I'm trying to get another one in the camera, but this might be difficult. Oh, that was pretty close. But that is excellent. We'll see, we're at 71. We're still short. I don't know how everyone doesn't have that. Oh my gosh. It literally doesn't touch all the beavers. Oh my gosh. Well, I should have moved that over. That is funny. The most important thing, and I didn't place it close enough to all the houses, even though it's huge. Well, a little bit of an oversight on my part. But oh well. Okay, I feel like there's... Do we have everything? I think we're set in this playthrough. So, we got pretty much everything. Maple pastries we're a little bit short on, and then earthly cultivator, I just placed it somewhere that it shouldn't have been. So, build another one? No. No chance. Let's see. For the next live stream, because we're gonna have basically an interim one before we hit the new Timberborn 1.0. I'll need to do some brainstorming. I was going to do brainstorming last week, but then I did not. Let's see. Yeah, I think that is it. Anything from you, Sand Artist, before we wrap it up for the day? Yeah, there's going to be a video tomorrow. That's going to be Spillage episode 6. And then I think I can wrap up Haunted Hollows this week, even though I don't necessarily need to. Although I could just do Spillage for basically one extra episode the following week. So we'll go Spillage this Sunday, then Haunted Hollows on Wednesday, and then Spillage on Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. So we get through, we'd be at episode 10 in just a couple weeks, which that might be a fun thing to do. Can't wait to see what I come up with. I like it. Yeah, I'll do some brainstorming, and I guess next weekend live stream is going to be a little bit of a surprise for you guys. So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. So we're going to wrap that up. Sand Artist, thank you again for joining. We had some other folks who were watching but didn't participate in the chat, which is totally fine. And I was hoping we'd have some folks from the West Coast pop in. They might have, but we will continue with the weekend live streams, and we'll just go from there. Live streaming has been so much fun. I'm so glad that I added this to the channel, because I've been doing it now for four or 5 months maybe. So this has been great, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Timberborn 1.0 is going to be fun. I'm excited to see what they have added to it. So yeah, that's all I have. And yeah, you guys have a good week. Thank you, Sand Artist. And with that, I'll